All right, welcome back channel. So we are ready for tune. All right, Howard took it for a spin earlier, just to check the oils, and nothing's leaking. Everything's running fine. This thing is goddamn running night and day compared to what it was last time when the wire harness was bad. So it's going. It's kind of scary. So go ahead and enjoy this video. Let's get into this. All right, so it's been about a week since I've had this thing running. Got no leaks coming from nowhere anymore. No leaks from the valve cover, no leaks from here, no leaks from down there by the sandwich plate. I was having an issue of getting a coupler or a flange for the turbo side because it was a little bit smaller than the pipe that I had from Humble Performance. So I had a guy weld that up. Right now it's running just an open down pipe. Let's see what else, but everything is solid here. It's ready to go. No leaks, no nothing. This feed line is tucked way back there and then comes up so it stays away from the heat. Got this on, got the harness wrapped so that's definitely away from heat. Everything is hooked up, everything is running. Like I said, no leaks. But yeah, so everything on the engine part is good to go. Let's see what else we got. Finally took the time to clean it out too. As the only thing I'm running into right now is that I gotta disconnect my battery because my fuse box that's in there, I'm running straight power into it, so I gotta hook up a kickoff, like a little switch to kick it off to turn these off, because right now they're fully running all the time, so I gotta disconnect my battery to get those from stop running. Let's see what else. I'll just go ahead and show you guys the fuse block. I think the only thing I have to hook up is the wiring for the, oh, I gotta hook this back up here, but the wiring for the boost solenoid, I gotta hook that up, and that's the only thing I gotta do, and then she'll be ready. But that'll be pretty easy. So there's my fuse box. That's where I relocated it. Big shout out to Surge Motive for giving me the idea of running the fuse box. So much better. But like I said, I gotta from this wire connecting in here, going to the battery, I gotta put a cutoff switch right here so I can turn it off. Because right now the car's not on and those gauges are running, so I gotta be able to shut the power off from here. Several ways I can do it, but I'm just gonna hook up a switch to it, or a switch to it so I can turn it off and on, and it'll be in here. All the wiring is wrapped, labeled, AFR, boost, oil pressure. Those are my gauges going into the block. I got an extra one here. As you can see, ECU's mounted. That's how the carrot top harness runs into. The only thing I have the issue with is I needed probably about a foot more, and I could push it up and actually put that cover on right there. But other than that, it's perfect. I do gotta start it up and make sure the AFR is reading on the laptop. I did hook that up real quick to the K-Pro so we can make sure when I get tuned, the tuner can see the AFR readings on the laptop. I think this one's just a extra, just in case I need to hook something up to the to one of the gauges, or so we need to hook up the boost gauge oil pressure to the laptop. But everything is pretty good. I'll go ahead and show you this real quick on how I ran this. Give me a second. All right, so as you can see, I got my wire, my hot wire, my ground wire, all hooked up. Left myself enough slack, which is good because then I got to take this power wire right here and put a brake in it so I can hook up the shutoff on it. As you can see where I ran it through where the cabin air filter is, and then I'll show you where it ran up to the top. And then those are all the gauge wires. They basically run behind the console or the dash area and up over there. Like I said, I redid all that. Down there underneath that's not a huge mess anymore. But as you can see, that's where I put my fuse box or my fuse block. And I'll show you how I wired it real quick. So if you got your battery located down here and you got your jumper post right here, basically that's where I got my power and my ground for my distribution block. As you can see, let's see if I can get it off with one hand. All right, as you can see, that's where I hooked my ground up. My grounds go right there, goes into the ground side of the jumper post, and then power wire goes there. And then through that slot down there and into the glove box. So that's how I ran mine. Like I said, I need to put a turn off switch somewhere in the power wire. Of course, I probably don't want to hear, so I don't have to pop this every time I need to turn off. It'll probably be down in the glove box too. So that's the only issue that I'm running into. And then I got to hook up the boost solenoid. Yeah, so that's how I ran mine. Like I said, huge shout out to Surge Garage for giving me the idea for the distribution block. But other than that, everything is pretty much ready for tune. So I did, let's see, but like I said, for the fuse cutoff, to cut off the power to the gauges, I got enough slack, so I'll hook something up in there that it'll be sitting somewhere in here. But all right, so yeah, so everything is pretty much ready. I just got to do the boost solenoid, hook that up real quick. I'm going to run basically inside the harness. There's a auxiliary wire that you can tap into, and then I'll show you guys real quick. So on the harness, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 auxiliary wires right here. As you can see, well, you can't see it, but it's 3 auxiliary wires. So basically, I'll take one of these wires for the boost solenoid, hook it up to one of these, and then when I go into here, when I hook the boost solenoid up to you got to hook it up to one of these pinouts right here. It's B20, I think B20 or B21. I gotta look it up again. I gotta use, see right here, there's these wires. These are the auxiliary wires that I just showed you. They have the pins on them. So whatever one I use, I'll take and I'll pin it to B20, B21. I can't remember. Let's see, I'll do a video on that later. And then the other wire, this is basically the old boost solenoid wire. So one of these I'll use to get power, or yeah, power source too. And the other one I won't use because I'll be tapping into this auxiliary. So that's what I got to do. That's the only one I got to do. So that's how you run the boost solenoid, is off this auxiliary and then tap it to B20 or B21. I can't remember. Like I said, I'll do a video on that later. But anyways, so that is what I got to do. All right. So yeah, so just those 2 things I got to do before I do the tune. But it's pretty much ready. I have taken it out for a couple drives. It's opened up. It's a monster. It's a lot better than, 100 times better than what it was before with the other turbo. And yeah, it's a huge difference. Before I was getting a lot of boost cut, or a lot of cutting out with the old turbo on the tune that I had before he had to stop it because he couldn't finish it. But I uploaded that tune again and ran it a couple times, or just drove it, ran it, whatever. And it was so much better running than when it had the other turbo on it. I don't know what it was. There's no cutting out. I mean, a little hiccup every now and then on 6,000. But basically, I just need to get back with the tuner and have him just crisp up what he already went in there and did. You know, kind of clean it up of what he already was in there doing last time we had to stop. Should be boost by gear. Like I said, the solenoid, everything's gonna be hooked up. Should be boost by gear. Let's see, it's gonna be straight E85. I need to get this gas pumped out of here too before the tune and go buy some E85. It's gonna be straight E85 ran. Let's see what else.
that's pretty much it. So a couple little things I got to get done. I probably won't be able to get it tuned until I get paid next week. So probably about a week I'll have it tuned, and then definitely whenever the next drag strip, whether it's a test and tune, street legals, whatever, I want to try to get up there and run it. Have some fun with it. But when I drove it, it was a huge difference. I can't stress how much of a difference it was. It was crazy. It was kind of scary actually, because I never felt the power like that out of this yet. Even with the old setup, it didn't hit like this did. But anyways, yeah, and then I got to take, like I said, I got to take care of the fucking that to get that to stay off, or with the switch or whatever. So I'll do that. So just little stuff. So by the time I get paid next week, I should have all that shit done. And then when I hit the tuner up, I should just be ready to pay him and have him tune me up. So right now I'm going to go ahead and start it. It is running the open. I got the down pipe, and then I got a piece of pipe with the AM gate, or God, I can't even think of that. The O2 sensor in it, whatever, hooked up. So I do need to also take care of that. I'm gonna have somebody hit weld a couple hangers up for now, and maybe put like a little 45 on it, so that like whatever flames are coming out, that'll hit the ground instead of shooting straight back towards the back. So I do got to take care of that too. Let's see what else. So that's for the exhaust. So I'll definitely get that. Just little stuff. I'll have, by the time I get tuned, I should have all this shit done, and it should be running solid. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start her up right now. I gotta go ahead and check this AFR, make sure the laptop is reading the AFR off the K-Pro. So I gotta make sure that's doing that, so that I don't have to worry about that when I gotta go get it tuned. So I'm gonna go ahead and start up real quick. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start her up. Hear the open pipe. All right, so right now I don't know if you can see it, but it's sitting at 12.0 right now. The AFR is not reading what it's supposed to be reading on the gauge. Yeah, right now it's reading at fucking 10. Yeah, it's not even picking up the AFR right now, so I'm gonna have to do some looking into that. Oil pressure is pretty good. Alright, I forgot I had to, the reason it wasn't picking it up on the K-Pro, I had to go into, let's see where it's at. I had to go into closed loop. Let's see, and I had to go down to external wideband. I had to turn on analog 0, and then, oh wait, was it that? No, I think it was advanced, or analog. Go to analog inputs. I had to go to 0, and I had to hook up my AEM 304100. That's the type of gauges I got, and I had to do that real quick. So it should be able to read it right now. I had to go right here too and pick the selection, and as you can see on 0, it has the AEM gauge, which I'm running for the AFR. So let's go ahead and start it, and let's see if the K-Pro, or if the laptop picks it up off the K-Pro now. It's not picking it up yet. Alright, well shit, let me go to lightning bolt. It's still not picking it up. Hold on. Alright, I'm about to check that out real quick. Alright, hold on. Alright, let me check this out real quick. Alright, so I couldn't get the gauge to match with the laptop. I know it's hooked up on analog 0, but I remember when we had this tune, he went in and had to go to analog 1, because I had it hooked up to analog 1, and he had to do a custom. So I'm not going to mess with it. Basically, when
we ever start doing the tune, he can go in there and check it. I have it set up in here to where if I need to switch analogs from 0 to 1, I can real quick. It's real easy, but I'll have him check that out. Yeah, so anyways, everything is pretty much ready to go. I will go ahead and make a video on getting it tuned. Hopefully I can get somebody to ride with me instead of like last time I rode by myself. Hopefully I can get somebody to ride with me and they can do all the phone and I can do all the driving and blah blah. It just makes it so much easier. And then yeah, so the connector is B21 that I got to do the that sensor to. But yeah, I'll maybe do a short video on that. It shouldn't be too bad. So on that, so yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like I said, next video will probably be the tune video. As of right now, everything's good. Just gotta figure out the ARFR issue to read on the laptop. Other than that, I think we're good. We're ready to get this thing tuned. I'll go ahead and, I don't know if I'm gonna throw it now or if I throw it earlier, but there's some driving video on there that I did. So yeah, so it's driving good. It's driving pretty solid. Actually, when you get on it, it goes, doesn't cut out, doesn't do nothing, but it is running real rich. So I'm not trying to be stupid with it. So it is running real rich, smell a lot of gas. So yep, we're just gonna wait for the tuner. I had the opportunity to go last night and run street legals. I could have been fuck it and just went out there and drove it and send it, but I'm trying to do shit right this time. I ain't trying to break shit, put more money into stuff. Let's do it right. So yeah, so I'll just wait for the tune and then we'll hit up the next test and tune, or we'll hit up the next street legal next time. Patience, gotta have patience. If not, there's just always gonna be a setback. So on that, like, subscribe, KL Dan. I'll catch you guys in the next one.